Welcome and welcome back, Pero Kama Podcast family, to another lovely episode. How are you? Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Before we get to the end of the video, let me just tell you to go ahead and like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Love it. Yes.
Changes. So, today's video, we're going to do a few new releases that come out in the first half of this year. At the end of, not the end of the year, but at the second half of the year, we'll do new releases for the second half of the year as well. So if you are interested, go ahead and grab you a snack, a drink, a notebook, because we have quite a few. And stick around. All right, you guys. So we're gonna go off or start off. Go off. We're gonna start off with January. We are aware that we are in the month of February. We're a little bit hot. Just work with us. And then we're gonna go by month. So depending on whatever books we have, it won't be 1-to-1 like we normally do. We're just gonna read them out for whatever months we have them in. So again, starting in January, my first book is gonna be Rings of Fate. You guys, I have multiple devices I'm looking at, so I apologize in advance. I have Rings of Fate by Melissa de la Cruz, which falls under the category of fantasy. This book was released on January 20th. It is currently available on Kindle Unlimited, so in case you want to get that as well. Oh, look, my second device. So the synopsis for this book says, she's a barmaid who doesn't believe in fairy tales. He's a prince cursed to live one. I'm intrigued.
Me too.
I'm not going to hold y'all. I didn't read the synopsis of these books. Or if I did, I completely forgot them. I'm sorry. So, Erin Bellamore has no interest in being anyone's princess. She's too busy running the Raven's Beak Tavern, fending off unwanted marriage proposals, and dreaming of escape. When a brush with death and a dangerously handsome stranger upend her life, Erin finds herself bound to a bargain that could change everything. Prince Deaton has carried the cursed rings of fate, ancient weapons of devastating power since childhood. The magic is killing him, and the enemies are closing in. To make the journey to reverse his curse, he needs a bride to hide his secrets. Erin wants freedom. Pretending to be his fiancée should give them both what they want. But as their perilous journey pits them against political schemes, monstrous Calandrar, and a growing attraction neither can deny, the line between make-believe and destiny begins to blur. And the fate of two kingdoms may depend on whether a cynical barmaid and a cursed prince are willing to risk the hearts. This is perfect for readers who love the wit of The Princess Bride, the adventure of classic fantasy quests, and romances that balance danger with delicious banter. I also want to point out, all of my synopses come from Storygraph. You should sign up.
Yeah, we love Storygraph. I don't remember, honestly, side note, I don't remember the last time that I even used Goodreads. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, my books automatically sync because of my Kindle, but other than that, I don't be updating.
All right, guys. So my January books, I have two, actually. I have two January books. The first one is called Arborescence by Rhett Davis. This is a literary fiction, and it came out on January 15th. I found this book through Ben Reads Good on YouTube. So thank you, Ben. I appreciate this because as soon as you said the first two sentences, I was like, okay, this is my book. So, in a moment. Bren works at a job he joined after graduating. He works remotely and has never met his odd colleagues in person. He has no idea what he's doing. Kaylin is looking for something but isn't sure what it is. She takes jobs that don't interest her. She has conversations in her head, arriving at sudden, startling conclusions. People are breaking the world, and she's powerless to do anything about it. One day, they find a video of people standing eerily still for hours. What makes a person pretend to be a tree? Kaylin wonders. Deciding she's now an investigative journalist, she uncovers a cult who believes that if they stand still for long enough, they can become trees. And the idea is spreading. Friends go missing and trees appear in unlikely places. 10 years later, Kaylin is a renowned expert helping people around the world make sense of what's happening. Bren is her support network, but wonders if she needs him. As they drift further apart, the planet becomes greener. They must ask themselves what they're prepared to give up and if they are ready to stand still. A powerful and very moving novel that explores the way we move through our relationships and the world, often not realizing the harm we have done until it's almost too late. A story of love, damage, and hope. Tell me that doesn't sound fire.
Yeah, that sounds good, actually.
At first, well, I know that you thought I was absolutely bananas when I said I found a book. It's about people turning into trees. You're like, what the hell, Liz? You with your, I know I have
this is a Liz book. I'm not even.
Oh my God. It is just, it like that hooked me as soon as he was like, my second January book is The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Sotto Yambao. And it's a fantasy book that came out January 20th. And I believe I got this from the Shelf Reflection. It's a website. So let's see what it's about. When you lose your way in life, the Elsewhere Express just might find you. Step aboard the train that can take you to your life's purpose in this cozy and inspiring fantasy from the author of Watermoon. You can't buy a ticket for the Elsewhere Express, appearing only to those whose lives are adrift. It's a magical train carrying very rare and special cargo, a sense of purpose, peace, and belonging. Raya is one of those lost souls. She had dreamed of being a songwriter, but when her brother died, she gave up on her dream and started living his instead. One day on the subway, as her thoughts wander, she swept off to the Elsewhere Express. There she meets Q, a charming, handsome artist who, like her, has lost his place in the world. Together they find a train full of wonders, from a boarding car that's also a meadow to a dining car where passengers can picnic on lily pads to a bar where jellyfish and whales swim through pink clouds. But they also discover that the train harbors secrets and danger. A mysterious stranger has stowed away and brought with him a dark, malignant magic that threatens to destroy the train. But in investigating the stowaway's identity, Raya also finds herself drawing closer to the ultimate question. What is her life's true purpose? I like that. Yeah, right?
I wanted to read Watermoon. I didn't know that was the same author.
I haven't even heard of Watermoon.
Oh, I'll be following my British book girlies. So, they talk about that book all the time. And it's a really beautiful cover. It's a really beautiful cover.
Well, I'm going to send you a picture. The cover for this one is absolutely gorgeous as well. So she has a running theme, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys. So that was January. Now we are going into our February new releases. And here we go. All right. So my first book for February, again, with the multiple devices. February, I have Kin by Tayari Jones. This is considered literary fiction. This book is going to be released February 24th. I believe this video will be out before then. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know what the dates are. February 24th. So it says, Vernice and Annie, two motherless daughters raised in Honeysuckle, Louisiana, have been best friends and neighbors since earliest childhood, but are fated to live starkly different lives. Raised by a fierce aunt, determined to give her a stable home in the wake of her mother's death, Vernice leaves Honeysuckle at 18 for Spelman College. I really wanted to attend that school, and my mom was like, "There's no way in hell I'm let you leaving out the state." So I went to school in Florida. There's that. Okay, so Bernice leaves Honeysuckle at 18 for Spelman College, where she joins a sisterhood of powerfully connected Black women and discovers a world of affluence, manners, aspiration, and inequality. She probably joined Delta or what's the other people? AKA. Okay, all right. Annie, abandoned by her mother as a child and fixated on the idea of finding her and filling the bottomless hole left by her absence, sets off on a journey that will take her into a world of peril and adversity, as well as love and adventure, culminating in a battle for her life. A novel about mothers and daughters, friendship and sisterhood, and the complexities of being a woman in the American South. Kin is an exuberant, emotionally rich, unforgettable work from one of the brightest and most irresistible voices in contemporary fiction. That's Kin by Tayari Jones. All right, and then my second book is The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. This is considered sci-fi, but it also fits under fantasy, historical fiction, and horror.
Okay.
This was recommended by Carrie Reeds.
Yay!
Or Carrie can read, I should say. But, you know, she says it.
Yeah, no, her word is law.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Red Winter. A tragic love story, a bewitching twist on a history. I'm sorry. I read ahead and I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute now. Okay. We're not going to read that part. We're just going to go into the synopsis. Okay. All right. Synopsis. In 1785, Professor Sebastian Grave receives the news he fears most. The terrible beast of Javaudan has returned, and the French countryside runs red in its wake. Now, for my Teen Wolf girlies, the beast of Javaudan was in the series. That's why I was intrigued. Yeah.
Which season? Like, not see. I know that that's not.
4.
But what was going on to know? Is that?
That's the Dread Doctors.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's why when she was reading it, I was like, oh, that's from Teen Wolf. Well, I mean, it's not from Teen Wolf, but you know. Yeah. Anyways. Sebastian knows the beast. A monster slayer with centuries of experience, he joined the hunt for the creature 20 years ago and watched it slaughter its way through a long and bloody winter. Even with the help of his indwelling demon, Tharmodal. Okay. Who takes payment in living hearts, it nearly cost him his life to bring the monster down. Let me read that again. Even with the help of his indwelling demon, that means that's a demon within, Sarmodal, he has a name. Who takes payment in living hearts, it nearly cost him his life to bring the monster down. Are you a mage, sir? I don't understand. Anyways.
I'm intrigued.
Right.
I'm intrigued.
Now, 2 decades later, Sebastian has been recalled to the hunt by Antoine Avanel Audelcern. It's a French name, and I only took so many years. An estranged lover who shares a dark history with the beast and a terrible secret with Sebastian. Drawn by both the chance to finish the beast for good and the promise of a reconciliation with Antoine, Sebastian cannot refuse. But Javaudan is not as he remembers it, and Sebastian's unfinished business is everywhere he looks. Years of misery have driven the people to desperation, and France teeters on the edge of revolution. Sebastian's arcane activities, not to mention his demonic counterpart, have also attracted the inquisitorial eye of the French clergy, and the beast is poised to close his jaws around one of them and plunge the continent into war. Debut author, this is a debut book.
Sounds great for a debut book.
Debut author Cameron Sullivan tears the heart out of history with this starkly entertaining retelling of the hunt for the beast of Javaudan. Lifting the veil on the hidden world behind our own, it reimagines the story of Europe from Imperial Rome to Saint Jean d'Arc, the madness of Gilles de Rais, and the first flickers of the French Revolution. Now, fun fact, the beast of Javaudan, that's actually a true story. There was a beast that was going around killing things. Everybody thinks it was a werewolf. It was 1700, so it's not like you could take a picture, but like it's actual record of it happening, and it happened multiple times for like over 100 years.
Yeah.
So
Kind
I
of like
just
how
wanted
we
to-
had the Chupacabra in the 90s. You don't remember that?
real though.
You think that's real? I don't. I think it's a rabid coyote.
Nah, that's
Have
real.
you seen a rabid coyote?
Dog, it's a snake and a dog put together.
We're not doing this. Anyways, go ahead.
Those are my 2 February books, Liz. What about you?
Okay, so my first February book is She Made Herself a Monster by Anna, hold my hand, Kovatcheva. Kovatcheva.
It's on the screen. I'm gonna go with what Liz say.
Anna K. And this is a horror book that comes out. It comes out on
Shut up.
Collette, I'm trying to be serious and you're not helping me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got it.
Okay. It's a horror book and it's released on February 10th. Collette. And I got this. Let it out. Go ahead. I'm about to read the synopsis, so let me prepare.
Go ahead. February 10th. Go.
Yep. February 10th is when it was released.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this book from Kate Reads X on TikTok. Love her. So what is it about, you ask? Let me tell you. And did I tell you it? I did tell you it was a horror. Okay. A heady, dark-hued gothic gem of a debut novel. Oh my God, another debut.
Another debut.
Love it. Okay. In 19th century Bulgaria, a self-proclaimed vampire slayer, in truth, a traveling con artist, joins forces with a teenage girl to create a monster deadly enough to vanquish their own demons. We make monsters in order to destroy them. For thousands of years, we've named witches and burned them, suspected demons and exorcised them. When crops die and children fall ill, who better to blame than a monster? Yana rides from one desolate town to the next, staging grisly displays while the villagers sleep. Animal corpses in public square, eggs filled with blood in the chicken coop. She tells the stricken villagers stories of vampires that stalk the night. Then she eliminates the threat and sows seeds of hope in her wake. The village of Koprivici. I'm going to act like I know that's how you say it. Okay, so just go with me. Koprivici is plagued by exceptional illness and misfortune, its children rarely surviving infancy. There, Yana meets Anka, a headstrong orphan. Anka, I'm guessing Anka. Anka sounds better.
Russian?
Hmm?
Is this Russian?
Bulgarian? I don't know if the book is Russian or anything, but
okay.
There Yana meets Anka, a headstrong orphan who the villagers blame for their curse. As Anka approaches womanhood, the village captain is grooming her for marriage against her will. Anka is powerless against him, that is, until Yana arrives. Together, the orphan and the vampire slayer hatch a plan to conjure a monster so vile it might provide cover for Anka to escape. But their plan quickly takes on a horrifying life of its own. ...
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No?
My anxiety already through the roof. Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. It's okay. I'll tell you about it.
I'm sure you will. Sure you will.
I'll tell you about it. All right. So then my next book is The Astral Library by Kate Quinn. This is another fantasy book, and it's released this week coming up, February 17th. And I got this from Brittany Shields from the Shelf Reflection website.
Mm-hmm.
Cute website, good website. I found a lot of books there. Yeah, okay, perfect. So take a look at that website. So this book, let's get into it. Alexandria, Alex Watson. That's weird. We used to work with an Alexandria Watson. Anyway, Alexandria, yeah. Alexandria Alex Watson has learned one lesson from her barren childhood in the foster care system. Books will never let you down, unlike people. I stand on that too.
I agree.
I stand on that too. Okay. Working 3 dead-end jobs to make ends meet and knowing college is a pipe dream, Alex takes nightly refuge in the high-vaulted reading room at the Boston Public Library, escaping into her favorite fantasy novels and dreaming of far-off lands. Until the day she stumbles through a hidden door and meets the librarian, the ageless, acerbic. Did I say that right?
Acerbic. Where
was I? Ageless, acerbic guardian of a hidden library where the desperate and the lost escape to new lives inside their favorite books. The librarian takes a dazzled Alex under her wing, but before she can escape into the pages of her new life, a shadowy enemy emerges to threaten anyone the Astral Library has ever helped protect. Aided by a dashing costume shop owner. Sorry, the way that they broke that up was weird. You know how, yeah. And bookmarking their way. Okay, let me do that sentence again. Aided by a dashing costume shop owner and bookmarking their way from volume to volume, Alex and the librarian flee through the Regency drawing rooms of Jane Austen to the back alleys of Sherlock Holmes and the champagne-soaked parties of The Great Gatsby as their enemy draws closer. But who does their enemy really wish to destroy? The library, the librarian, or Alex herself?
So it's like a mystery thriller?
Yeah, like in a library, like they hide within the books is what I got from it.
That's intriguing, actually.
Yeah, because she said, aided by the dashing costume shop owner and bookmarking their way from volume to volume, Alex and the librarian flee through the Regency drawing rooms of Jane Austen to the back alleys of Sherlock Holmes and the champagne-soaked parties of The Great Gatsby.
Hence the reason it's called the Astral Library.
That's cool.
I like that.
Right, guys? Right? Yeah. So then we're on to my next book, which is Weavingshaw by Heba Al-Wasity. And this is a horror book that's coming out on the 24th of this month, February 24th. And I did not list where I got this book from, so it might have just been from Goodreads list. That was the first list that I went on.
No,
and
that was from Carrie.
Carrie.
Mm-hmm. I remember she was talking about it, and I said, Liz, I think this would
be
like Sally.
It is. I just clicked on the spreadsheet and our page uncovered it and it says Carrie. So Carrie. Yeah. We love Carrie. Yes, all right. What is it about? You want to know, Collette?
What
this horror book is about? Okay. In this debut gothic fantasy, a young woman, it says fantasy here, but it's listed as horror.
Yeah, they're multi-genre books.
Yeah. And fantasy and horror kind of go hand in hand, depending on where you're at on the fantasy spectrum. Mm-hmm. Holly Black does great at that.
Yes.
So, a young woman who can see the dead strikes a deal with the magnetic and dangerous Saint of Silence, a purveyor of dark secrets, to save her brother's life. And this is the first book of a trilogy. It just stopped there. I think they use AI and then they put you know how AI does the dash that they've been talking about? That F's me up.
Do that.
Okay. 3 years ago, Lena Alsayer woke up with a terrible power. She can see the dead. Since then, she has hidden herself away from the world, knowing that if she ever reveals her curse, she will be locked up in an asylum. When her beloved brother, Rami, falls fatally ill, Lena is faced with a terrible choice. Let him die or buy the expensive medicine that will save his life by bartering the only valuable thing she has, her secret. The Saint of Silence, a ruthless merchant who trades in confessions and is shrouded in unearthly rumors of cruelty and power, accepts her bargain for a deadly price. Lena must find the ghost of Percival Avon, the last lord of Weavingshaw, or lose her freedom to the saint forever. As Lena's search takes her and the saint to Weavingshaw, she finds the estate and the surrounding moors to be living things, hungry for blood and sacrifice. Fighting against Weavingshaw's might, Lena must also fight her growing pull toward the enigmatic saint himself, whose connection to Percival Avon remains a mystery. As the house begins to entomb them, time is running out on their desperate hunt for answers. For Lena has come to see that here in Weavingshaw, the dead are not hushed, and some secrets are better left buried with them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you,
Yeah,
Carrie.
it sounds good. I'm not going to read it. I was like, Liz, this sounds like for you.
Mm-hmm. She did. So it's like a recommendation from Collette from Carrie through Collette.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that is all of my February books.
All right. Now we are moving into the month of March. Let me go ahead and pull my book up. All right. So my first book for the month of March is She Drinks the Light by Yasmin Ango. This is her debut YA book. All her other books have been adult. This book will be released on March 3rd. I follow her, so I just got this from following her. So it says Adae, Addae. So Adae, I hope that's her name, has spent her whole life on the Golden Isle, a private island off the coast of South Carolina that has been in her family for centuries. Island residents don't really fraternize with mainlanders, and for good reason. Golden Isle was founded by the kinfolk, descendants including Adae and her Nana Amma, the island matriarch of escaped enslaved Black people. But the Isle and the kinfolk have secrets that must be protected from the outside world. Secrets of spirituality, mythology that are deeply rooted in their West African culture, beliefs, and traditions. The kin are bound to protect the Golden Isle, and in turn, it protects them. When Adae's best friend, Naria, goes missing and one of the kin turns up drained of blood, Adae's way of life is threatened. It looks like the work of Adzi, West African supernatural beings that drink human blood in order to survive, also known as vampires. Believing Naira is alive, Adae travels to the mainland, but as Adae gets closer to finding Naria, she uncovers deep secrets about Nana Ama's past and about her own. Secrets that could change how she feels about the Golden Isle and her lineage. Torn between two worlds, Adae will have to decide how far she is willing to go and who she is willing to cross to save her best friend and even herself.
I like that.
Fun fact, I have like 3 or 4 books on here that's about vampires. I don't know what's going on, but I'm very intrigued.
I feel like vampires are coming back into a season because I've seen a lot come up on Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah. I do trust Yasmin's handwriting, her writing. She wrote what's the name of the book? Her Name is Night. I love that series. I've been trying to get Liz to read it. Just saying. It's on KU. You know?
I've been trying to get you to read The Night Circus for I don't know how long, but it's fine.
You bringing up old stuff. Anyway. My next book is also about vampires, but honestly, I'm not going to hold you. The main reason I was so intrigued by this book is because of the cover. The cover is gorgeous. So this book is called Cabaret in Flames by Hache Puello. This is a Hispanic author. I hope I'm saying it right. Is that how you say it, Liz?
Hache
Puello. That.
Remember in Spanish, H is silent.
Okay. Just like in Patois. No mind.
You know,
huh?
We're all.
Yeah, no. It's not silent because like of a language thing. It's silent because
ours is like that. That's literally, yeah, ours is H is silent. Well, maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just was always taught the H was silent. I don't know why it's silent.
So, H Puello.
Puello.
Okay. Pu-
Puello.
Puello. Puello.
Puello.
Okay. This is classified under a romantasy. This is going to be released on March 10th. And this was recommended by Mel Reeds, one of the booktubers I watch on BookTube. And it says, ghouls can be brutal. Few know this better than Ariadne, who lost half her body to their appetites, but their brutality is a predictable constant amid Brazil's political chaos. Now she treats them in the specialized clinic she inherited from Eric Yurkov, the mentor who rescued her as a child, trained her in medicine, built her prosthetics. That's not what's written, but
okay,
yeah, but it's that.
In that
Yeah.
department.
Yep. Built her prosthetics and disappeared without a trace. Ariadne's routine is disturbed when Quaint knocks on her door. Quaint is a name of a person or a thing. I don't know. A charming tattooed ghoul claiming to be Eric's oldest friend. Quaint suspects foul play in Eric's disappearance, and they soon discover Eric sought asylum at Caribe, an infamous club in Rio de Janeiro frequented by ghoul elite. Together, Ariadne and Quaint will unravel the conspiracy behind their friend's disappearance, navigate the labyrinth world of Ariadne's memories, and discover what Eric means to them and what they are starting to mean to each other. Doesn't it sound divine?
That does sound good.
And then my third book for March is Seasons of Glass. Yeah, Seasons of Glass and Iron by Amal El-Motar. This is a short stories compilation. That couldn't get it out. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This book will be released on March 24th. This was also recommended by Carrie because it's Carrie. So it says Tabitha and Amira are both trapped in fairy tales. Tabitha is marching around the world until she wears out 7 pairs of iron shoes in an effort to free her husband from an enchantment, while Amira sits atop a glass mountain, awaiting a man to climb all the way up and claim her as his bride. When Tabitha accidentally climbs up Amira's mountain one day, they become friends and their lives change. So you done left them for a woman. That's what I got from it. I'm okay with that, you know? Whatever floats your boat. Those are my 3 books for March. Liz, what you got?
I have one for March.
Okay.
And this one is called The Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives by Elizabeth Arnott. Arnott?
I would go with Arnott.
This is a thriller and it will be released on the 3rd of March. And I got this book from Meg with Books on BookTube. What is it about, you ask? Okay, here we go. Beverly, Elsie, and Margot are not your average housewives. They are all wives of convicted killers. During the sun-drenched summer of 1966, the 3 women form an unlikely friendship after the discoveries of their husbands' brutal crimes. With their exes, some of California's most infamous murderers, dead or behind bars, they are attempting to forge a new future for themselves. Headstrong Beverly tries compulsively to maintain control of everything around her, all while raising her 2 children. Bookish Elsie fights to make a name for herself in the newsroom, working among men who sneer at her career goals. Glamorous Margot prefers partying to homemaking and devotes all her energy to upholding the appearance that everything is fine. Anything to quell, right? Quell? Jeez, today's a day.
I'm saying.
Anything to quell the shame from her husband's deceit. They know people look at them and think only one thing. How could they not have known what their husbands were doing? How much are they to blame? And yet, when a string of local killings hits the news, the 3 women, underestimated, overlooked, shrewd, decide to get to work. After all, who better to catch a killer than those who have shared their lives and homes with one? At once a riveting portrayal of shattered trust and a story of gripping suspense, The Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives is a testament to the intricacies of women's lives and how deep bonds of female friendship can empower, uplift, and lead us to endure.
Mm-hmm.
That is my March new release. I added to my TBR. Yeah, me too.
All right, you guys. So this is going to lead us into April. So here comes our April books. All right. So for April, I have 2 books. The first book is To Steal a Throne by Gabby Burton. Gabby Burton wrote Sing Me to Sleep. So I follow her. I knew this was coming out. This book will be released April 7th. This is a YA. And let's go ahead and read the description. It says, her magic feeds on lies. His magic could destroy her. Mira Kyler runs the court of Viridi from the shadows. Ever since she helped her half-brother Luke cheat his way into the role of Viridi's leader, she used her lie-powered magic to collect secrets from members of court, then used them as blackmail to keep her brother in power. You corrupt. But when newcomer Kydrin Vale shows up and challenges Luke's leadership, he threatens the stability Mira has worked so hard for. Kydrin also has magic that can detect the precise nature of someone else's power with a single touch. If Kydrin so much as brushes against her, everyone will discover that Mira is the one who's been manipulating the court for years. As Kydrin and Luke compete in 3 deadly challenges called the Trials, Mira realizes that no matter who wins, she'll be stuck serving a mediocre man who doesn't deserve to be in charge. She's done hiding in the shadows. She wants power of her own. To get it, she'll have to betray both her own brother and Kydrin. But the fiercer the competition gets, the more Mira realizes that the one boy who could destroy everything is the one boy who she may not be able to resist. Again, she be writing. This right now is rated at a 4.56 for the ARC readers. That's actually really good.
That is good.
Okay. And then my second book for April is called Burn the Sea by Mona Tawari. I hope I said that right. This is a fantasy. It will be released April 21st. And this was recommended by Jenny on YouTube. Her channel is called The Story Ain't Over. The description says, Abaka Chauta. I know I said that wrong. I'm sorry. Abaka Chauta never expected to be queen. The youngest of Yalal's 2 Rajkumaris. Abaka had spent years in rigorous combat training to become her sister's blade. But when the monstrous Porkuji attempt to lay claim to Yalal, Abaka's world and fate are upended. I'm losing my place. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. The Porkuji, giant half men, half snakes, who attack from the sea, haven't been seen in Yalal since their failed invasion more than 50 years ago. But now they're back with vengeance and a choice. Pay their tithes or suffer total devastation. Total devastation. I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. Can't get my words out. All right. Soon, Abaka's definitions of strength, subterfuge, and statecraft are put to the test. Will marriage to a neighboring king give her the resources she needs to protect her people, or will she watch her homeland be crushed beneath the waves of would-be colonizers? A lush historical fantasy that reimagines the Portuguese attacks on South India in the 1500s and the fierce real-life queen story, Burn the Sea is an electrifying exaltation of female power and the value of freedom. It's a reimagining. I didn't know. I just thought it was a regular fantasy. I like that. That
sounds good. And I love when there's a dabble of history.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. All right. What's your 2 books list?
So my first book for April is Japanese Gothic by Kylie Lee Baker. This is a horror. and it's released on April 14th. And I got this from Kate Reed's X off of TikTok. Let's see here. Okay, October 2026. We're almost there, y'all. Lee Turner doesn't remember how or why he killed his college roommate. The details are blurred and bloody. All he knows is he has to flee New York and go to the one place that might offer refuge: his father's new home in Japan, a house ridden by sword ferns and wild ginger. But something is terribly wrong with the house. No animals will come near it. The bedroom window isn't always a window, and a woman with a sword appears in the yard when night falls. October 1877. Sen is a young samurai in exile, hiding from the imperial soldiers in a house behind the sword ferns. A monster came home from war wearing her father's face, but Sen would do anything to please him, even turn her sword on her mother. She knows the soldiers will soon slaughter her whole family when she sees a terrible omen: a young foreign man who appears outside her window. One of these people is a ghost, and one of these stories is a lie. Something is hiding beneath the house of sword ferns, and Lee and Sen will soon wish they never unburied it.
That sounds
really amazing.
Good. Yeah.
Yes, right? Gosh, I read that. I think that was the first book I picked for my new releases for the first half of 2026.
That's really good.
So my next book for April is Bulletproof by K.M. Moronova. This is a romance book, and it will be released on the 28th of April. I found this from the Sisters of Fantasy on TikTok. So, first, I also want to say that the book, beautiful. The paperback, gorgeous. Yeah. Here's what it's about. He was built to be bulletproof. She's the one thing that can break him. Briar Thornton has spent months outrunning her past, but when she's drawn to a small Montana town, the small Montana town of Bain Falls, with the death of her late uncle and his estate to handle, she runs straight into a new nightmare and a man more dangerous than the one who tried to kill her. Roman 6 isn't a savior. He's a weapon, cold, precise, and programmed by the dark forces to destroy anything and anyone. As the lieutenant of the covert Icarus squad, he's in Bain Falls on orders: infiltrate, eliminate, disappear. But the new girl that randomly shows up in the small town fractures his control in ways no enemy ever could. Drawn together by their traumas, they burn through each other's defenses until love feels as lethal as war. And when Briar's hidden connection to Roman's mission is exposed, both will learn that freedom always comes with a body count.
I like it. That's the only romance we have on here, isn't it?
Really? Not even Collette.
I know. I don't have any romance.
I thought that was like,
I like it. All right, y'all. Now we are going into our May books. All right. So my first book for June is titled Honey by Imani Thompson. This is considered a literary fiction. This will be released on May 5th. I found this. I don't know where I found this. I'm pretty sure I just saw the cover and I liked it. So here we are. All right. So it says, she just wants to know what justice feels like. Yrsa is bored with her PhD program, her entitled students, and the never-ending pages of racial violence and feminist theory she has to read. But most of all, she's bored with the men in her life, especially the bad ones. And then, one sunny afternoon, she accidentally kills one. Suddenly, a problematic professor is dead, and Yrsa, well, she's no longer bored. Emboldened, she starts to chase the high, and soon no misbehaving sexist man within commuting distance is safe. Finally, Yrsa's academic research feels useful, but how long can killing in the name of feminist and racial solidarity justify her actions? And how long until her actions and buried family secrets come back to unravel?
Collette, never ever. Like, what? Are you when you found this book, were you good?
I'm telling you, it's the cover. I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" I didn't think it was gonna go this way.
So basically, y'all, if we want Collette to read a horror book, or if you just want her to read any book she wouldn't normally read, make it a pretty cover.
Right. And then my final book in the month of May, and my final book for new releases, Liz is going to take us out. So, final book in the month of May is A Harlem Wedding by Tiffany L. Warren. This is a historical fiction. This will be released on May 12th. I saw this sometime last year, and I was very intrigued by it because I was doing research. I'm going to read the synopsis, and then I'm going to let you know why I did research. Okay. So, a century ago, Harlem's glittering social scene had a single, Yolande Dubois, the only child of NAACP icon W.E.B. Du Bois. Du Bois? I don't know how to say his name. Yolande was bold, vivacious, and beloved of every gossip columnist. A true daddy's girl, Yolande followed her father's advice on from where she went to college, Fisk, Papa's alma mater, to which sorority she joined, Delta Sigma Theta. That's the sorority I wanted to join. I ain't never do it. Anyway, but in matters of the heart, Yolande and her father did not agree. Dr. Du Bois himself curated a string of handsome suitors from the talented 10th for her, but Yolande's true love was jazz musician Jimmy Lunsford, son of a working-class family from far-off Denver, Colorado. Their romance was an open secret and more than a little scandalous. Despite it all, Yolande wound up marrying her father's famed poet, County Cullen. Their lavish uptown wedding was the hottest social ticket of 1928, with 3,000 attendees. 3,000 attendees, 16 bridesmaids, and Langston Hughes as a groomsman. It was truly a sight to behold. But immediately after the wedding, Yolande's carefully constructed fairy tale begins to crumble. Torn between the expectations of her father and society and her heart's true desire, Yolande is forced to decide whether she must leave Harlem to create a more authentic life on her own terms. A Harlem Wedding is a heady romance with love, notoriety, black excellence, deception, and the très chic lifestyles of the black elite, from speakeasies of Harlem and the green fields of Fisk University all the way to Le Grand Duke Paris. Listen.
That sounds good.
So I did research because I was like, what? W.E.B. Du Bois was out here just homing? You know, because 1928, you can't do stuff like that.
I feel like...
Yeah, but 1928 and 2026, that's two different...
Yes.
Right. So I was looking it up. Her dad made her marry County Cullen, and everybody and their mama knew that he was gay. She was his beard. So he made her break up with the guy that was the poor person, even though they were in love. And he made her marry the other guy, and the guy was gay, and she was so unhappy. And the other dude was like, "You could have been with me." So like, this was a real life thing. That's why I was doing research, because I was like, why would you write about W.E.B. Du Bois? They're gonna sue you. No, there's factual based evidence in it.
Oh wow. Hey,
so I was like, I need to read that and see what they're saying. But those are my May books. Elizabeth, let's take us into a May.
Okay, so I have one May book, and then we'll finish off with the one June book I have. So my May book is The Bone Door by Frances White, and this is a horror that will be released. That will be released on May 12th. And this was recommended to me by Collette, by Carrie through Collette. And let's see. When Hop awakens in an ancient labyrinth, he has no memory of his life or how, indeed, he got here. He does not recognize the mysterious girl trapped with him, and he certainly cannot identify the shadow figure stalking him, whispering terrible things. But there's one thing he is certain of. He must escape. The only way out of the labyrinth is through the bone door, but it lies behind a series of locked doors hidden across an array of realms. As Hop travels deeper into the maze, he discovers that he and his companions may be more connected to the place and its horrors than he could ever imagine. Dun dun dun. That sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard it and I was like, oh, this Liz.
Mm-hmm. 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 So,
And now,
guys, go ahead.
so now we're going to go into June, which I don't have any June releases, but Liz is going to go ahead and take us out. What's your June book list?
So my June book is A Fortune of Sand by Ruta Sepetys. Sepetys. I don't know.
It's on the screen. Sorry.
Historical fiction. And this book is going to be released on the 2nd of June. I got this off of the Goodreads list of anticipated 2026.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the daughter of Detroit, 1927, a city of smoke and ambition where glittering wealth conceals a graveyard of secrets. Marjorie Lennox is the youngest daughter of a powerful automotive dynasty, a family known for money, not manners. Artistic, impulsive, and always slightly out of step, Marjorie has long been dismissed by her controlling father and self-absorbed siblings. But when she secretly applies to an exclusive arts program funded by an elusive benefactor, she sees a chance to redefine herself on her own terms. The building is grand, the participants are gifted, but something is off. The program is uncomfortably restrictive. Doors lock at odd hours. Strange sounds echo through the halls amid whispers that women are disappearing. And the handsome benefactor's presence, mostly absent, yet somehow everywhere, begins to unnerve her. As Marjorie's sense of self begins to slip, so does her grip on the truth. What happens to women who don't fit neatly into a gilded frame? Set against the crumbling grandeur of the 1920s Detroit and inspired by actual long-buried historical events, A Fortune of Sand is a haunting mosaic of glamour and grit, a novel about those who vanish and those who demand to be seen.
I like that.
Me too.
That's an anticipated reads.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And that is my final book for this, and Colette's done as well.
Yes. So hopefully we were able to introduce you to some books that you may not have heard of, or, you know, maybe something new outside of your norm. But anywho, let us know if you anticipate any of these books, if you plan to read any of them, if you have any anticipated reads. You guys, you know, we like adding to our TBR. Just go ahead and tell us.
Yeah.
We're going to put it on there.
Yeah.
I don't know when we're going to get to it, but we'll put it on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys, as always, we are so grateful for you watching. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys, please like, share, subscribe. Like I said in the beginning of the video, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and we will see you guys in our next video. Bye, y'all.